Hey, okay, so I'm actually trying to upload something right now, and YouTube said no. So I cut out what was in there that YouTube said, and I tried uploading it again. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, YouTube is being very snarky right now, which when I put whatever it was in the video, I kind of expected, and, so I went ahead and I removed it, but YouTube is still wanting to say, "No, no, no, no." It's like, ah, it's not there anymore." So it's this is what I go through. There's so many times, and I'm sure every YouTuber goes through it, every influencer goes through this process where hours upon hours upon hours of editing, you do the video, you go through the editing process only to have no. Yeah, the final cut can't do it. And it reminds me, I talked about, well, maybe I haven't really talked about, I've mentioned going through art school, and I was a photo major. And the way that that worked for me anyway was, like you would have week 1, week 2. I don't remember how I can't remember how many weeks there was in a semester. I think it was 12 weeks. And yeah, it's been long enough. Yeah, next year it'll be 10 years. Wow, that I graduated. But so like week 1, you would get the syllabus and everything, and uh, basically that would be all of your homework. But for the most part, you would come in every week, bring in your homework. But there were times where you would get rejected. You would have to do reshoot and everything. And I mean, it just so it would be the new stuff on top of the old stuff. And there was one student in particular where I just remember she was so far behind because it was like she just wasn't grasping what it was she was supposed to do, and which it can be hard. And she I overthink, and but she was just massively overthinking. And art is, and but something so simple, she was all over the place, and felt so bad for her because something so simplistic, a simple still life photo, and it was like she just was not understanding. Yeah, and so she got, I don't think she lasted very long, and I think she just got way too frustrated. And I got very frustrated at times, and there there's one, and I mean, like, I mounted it and everything. I'm surprised that my instructors didn't see this, because all of my classmates saw it, and we laugh at it. I post it every once in a while, and we get a good laugh out of it because um when we were doing a segment on panoramas, and perfecting the panoramic shots, and editing them and everything. And with mine, of course, I was really into architecture, and I still am. I prefer working with architecture than actual people because you can depend on on architecture. But the piece of architecture that I chose, it looked okay, but then you actually when you look at the picture, the roof was bubbled over. It wasn't a straight line, but the angle was just so that you don't catch it right away. And so still though, the professor should have caught that, and at first I was really upset because, my classmates were laughing at it and everything, but then once I got it home, I was like, "I should have seen that." And, yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. But, so, yeah, and, I've, I have my, silent film critiques that I need to get done, and, because I have to update the notes and everything. I've been updating the notes as because I did Pollyanna and then I did uh uh that German film that I just did, and I have to go through the list again. I actually want to do the ones that you guys recommended to me before I continue on with uh, fixing mine. And but I have that list, and but while I'm doing that, I'm going through my notes and checking everything and making sure of all that. And I know that one of them that I have to do next is the kid. And in fact, the kid is one of the reasons that I decided to fix all of my critiques. And because that one was so bad. For those of you that are newer to the channel, it used to be that this light flickered really bad. We got like brand new lights in this room, and with me having epilepsy, I can't be around flickering lights because I'll be on the floor in seizure. And when I used to do these critiques, well, you can see them. I mean, I just sit there for like 20 minutes scrolling through my computer and everything. And so that's one of the big reasons why I'm fixing it. But the other reason is because there were like 2 or 3 of them where the lighting was really, really bad. And they just and especially in the kid, I turned off this light. You could barely see. And, cause this light doesn't really the lamp here doesn't really give that much light. And, so but there was that one, and, there was a Valentino movie, and, um, anyway, yeah, there were a few of those movies that those critiques that just the critiques were awful, and plus the fact that, scrolling through and for just long periods of time, and now they're like 10 minutes, less than that, so and that's what they should have been. So, but I have that, and, I now that I'm getting, the hang of the headphones and everything, I will be, at some point, posting, uh, Pharaoh, and I remember when I talked about that? And I haven't even played. Well, actually, no, my game is gone because when I had the little oopsie in December, my game is all gone, so I haven't played it since then, and, I need to, uh it just I need to finish Emperor's Tomb, but the tomb itself, oh my gosh, because like, there's a spot in there, for those of you that have played the game or remember the game, you go into the tomb and you walk down, it's like there's like this little cut scene or whatever where you're entering the tomb, and there's like they interact with, he like talks to her and everything, and then he like freaks out over a snake statue or whatever because they had to have that in there. And then he walks further down, and then the floor gives way, he goes down, and it's like this really quick thing where you have to go up really quick or otherwise he gets smushed, and so you have to move fast, and I I get so I get all muddled in my head because I'm trying to go as quick as possible, but at the same time, it's like the countdown. It's like, go, and sometimes the one thing that I hate about video games sometimes is when you move the character and they disappear, and then you can't see what's going on. Breath of the Wild, it does that sometimes where Link is moving, like in the middle of a battle. Like all of a sudden you can't see. I think uh like when you're it happens a lot when I'm fighting the stone creatures, and which I fight those a lot because I need more gems. And yeah, but excuse me. Oh my goodness. This time I might be tired. I woke up a little earlier today. But yeah, there's a lot of times when I'm playing Breath of the Wild, and for the life of me, he moves in certain ways, and a lot of times it's also when he's in the forest. And it's like you're trying to see, you go overhead, and it's like, I don't wanna see the treetops, I wanna see him. It's like, "No, don't show me the leaves, I don't wanna see the leaves, I wanna see him. I'm in the middle of a battle here, and he's getting his butt kicked." And, yeah, that gets irritating. And, and I have the same problem in Emperor's Tomb because a lot of times when Indy moves and, so but I also have that problem in, Broken Sword a lot of times. Broken Sword right now, This is a funny thing. Okay, because Broken Sword and Emperor's Tomb came out the same year. And what's funny to me is in Emperor's Tomb, of course, we went through Prague and there was the castle that we had to go through. That was the one that had the all those chains that he had to climb up and down. And of course it had that uh zombie guy in there. Yeah, you had to go through all that stuff to fight the zombie guy in the gas chamber room thing. Which I still don't understand that. Still doesn't make any sense. But I guess whatever for a boss. What okay. But so he's in Prague and there's a castle. Same kind of a thing. It broke his sword. Again, I'm sorry. I'm gonna make everybody tired now. I'm tired, you have to be. And but like I was saying with this Broken Sword 3 that was released the same year, um right now where I'm stuck is in Prague at a castle trying to infiltrate the castle. It's mainly just um trying to get past this guard and his dog. His dog keeps barking at me and then I get shot. Oh, the dog's only doing his job. Can't be too mad. So oh, but now I do have the fourth one. The fifth game is still pretty expensive. So it must I don't know when it came out. And I've heard from a lot of people. I actually had a friend of mine, one of my really good friends, tell me that they really didn't like the fourth game in Broken Sword series. And that's what I've heard from a lot of people. They either don't like the third one or they don't like the fourth one. And but then it's like the fifth one is a lot of people really like the fifth one. I'm s- I still don't know how I feel about 3D. I mean, for what it is, I personally like I mean, I know it's only 2 games, but I personally like uh George and Nico in the 2D animation. But you know, I like this story for the third one. I'm enjoying it so far. And you know, because at first when I started playing it, I was seeing a lot of people who didn't like it, and surprisingly that not on Steam. I didn't read anything on Steam. I usually don't read those reviews. And but I think the one time I did was when I read I had because quite honestly, I wanted nothing to do with Broken Sword. If for those of you that don't know, I had Broken Sword for the DS. I had it on DS, and just I didn't like it at all, and I was never going to play the game again. And then I read a review on Steam. Somebody said that they had played the game on like every platform, and basically the PC was their favorite way of playing. And that's when I found out that it was on other I had never heard of the game, but it goes back to 96. It was released in 96. I didn't know that. And so and I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to try it again. And So and I've been enjoying it ever since, so I'm glad I gave it a second chance, and, I also want to, replay Curse of Monkey Island. Curse of Monkey Island, what you see was my first time playing, and I actually cut a lot out. Yeah, there are a couple places where it was, like, way too long. But I wanna replay that and condense it and everything. Yeah, uh, there's a lot that I wanna do, and, not enough time to do it. And, yeah, yeah, today, I went out today was, like, break day 'cause, actually what we're doing here at the house, we've been cleaning a lot, and, my dad finally decided that he was gonna go up in the attic. It was just massively clean and, get all the broken stuff out and everything, so we've been doing that. And and, which it's a good thing, and, getting rid of a lot of the broken stuff, more space up there and everything else, and so so we've been doing that, and, uh and everything, but, my mom sometimes just needs a break because she's still taking care of, grandma, grandma's still, um she's still got her injury and everything, so between cleaning here and, taking care of grandma, there are times that mom just needs a break. So, mom and I, uh, went out today. We had a ladies' day, and, we went out to lunch together, and, actually, I was hoping 'cause, yesterday, well, technically, yeah, Monday, we'll say that. Monday, the, 35th anniversary Blu-ray for Labyrinth came out, and, um, so I thought that it came out in the store. I thought it was gonna be on the shelves, and so my mother she happened to be at the store, and she was gonna go and pick it up for me and everything, and, but they didn't have it on the shelves yet. Well, it turns out that it's online only, and, so so I went ahead and I ordered it. So for those of you that are hardcore Labyrinth fans, I have the 30th anniversary, and, but the 35th, it looks like it has, like, illustrations and everything. It looks like it's, from what I'm seeing, it looks like it is constructed like the book that she had, and then it's showing, like, illustrations that Jim Henson made for the movie and everything, so I'm kind of excited. I'm really hoping that's what and everything, so 'cause, like, the 30th, of course, um, that was the same year that, David Bowie passed away, and so, I mean, like, oh my gosh, right? And so they have, like, a special, uh David Bowie behind the scenes and all of that. I mean, so and I made sure to get the 30th. Now I've got 30 I'm gonna be getting the 35th. And, so but yeah, so and then I found a record shop. My brother had told me about this place, and, so now I'll be able to get more vinyl. I don't buy as much vinyl since the collection shop went, but I did find I found this Never Ending Story. I already have the song uh um on my laptop, but you know what? It also has Ivory Tower. I gotta watch the movie again. I have the movie. So, and yeah, because problem with adulting is that you got to pay bills, and so there were a lot of the movies that I bought, and I got rid of them so that I could pay bills. Now I'm trying to get those movies back, and as well as a lot of my music and everything. And I know some of the some soundtracks and artists I may never, yeah, but we'll see. And of course, some of those soundtracks, now that I want to get everything vinyl and everything, now I can put them on vinyl. Like, as much as I say that I don't like Titanic, now I love James Horner. James Horner is like one of my favorite composers. So, and plus, this is okay. I guess that there was like this thing going around about how Hans Zimmer, I think that's yeah, how Hans Zimmer like recycled his music uh for Gladiator for the music that he did for Gladiator, he did for uh Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's like this big scandal, like as if he's the first one to do. Mozart did that. Hi. Look, Henry Mancini. Okay, amazing and composer. He did a lot of music. Well, he Pink Panther, and if you listen, the Pink Panther, the party uh song for the Pink Panther soundtrack is the same as the one in Breakfast at Tiffany's. It's the same song. Yeah, I mean he did like 30 plus uh um for albums for soundtracks for TV and movies. And so it's hard to come up with plus Titanic, James Horner is like parts from Braveheart. So and a friend of mine pointed out even Green Day has taken, I love Green Day, but even Green Day has pulled from their older stuff for their newer stuff. Every artist does that. So, but yeah, but I do. I really um but the thing I don't understand, because I was actually looking at the Titanic soundtrack and everything. It's like you put color into it, and you think that that makes it like 10 times more expensive. No. And like I saw like the Titanic vinyl that was blue was on Amazon for like $20. I don't let's say it was like $20. Seems like it was maybe 20 to $40. And then there was another one that was like gold. Same soundtrack. It wasn't Back to Titanic. It was the Titanic soundtrack. It was, and but it was gold, and it was like $70. Yeah. I don't know. But you know what they need to do? They need to put the Newsies soundtrack on no, this is what Disney needs to do, okay? Because I have had some of you ask why I don't have my Newsies VHS on that shelf next to Rocketeer and Swing Kids. Now, the reason for that is because I let someone borrow my VHS and their bratty sister got hold of the box and annihilated the box. And oh man, yeah. And but if Disney were to release like limited edition, for like a limited, um, well, even for because like next year is the 30th anniversary of the movie. If they were to release next year, um, for the anniversary, a pink VHS box, the VHS in the pink box, not the black box, but the pink box, I would so buy it. Do you realize how many people would buy that box? Disney, you need to do this. And I would put it right next to Rocketeer, and it has to have the silver uh sticker. That was one thing when you bought a Disney VHS in the box, not the clamshell. Well, I think they did have them in the clamshell as well. I can't remember now. But yeah, I think so, because it seems like when we had the Little Mermaid, it had the silver sticker. So you have to have the silver sticker. Because even my Rocketeer has the silver sticker. You always had to have the silver sticker. And that said the Walt Disney Home Video. And but yeah, if they were to release for the 30th anniversary the pink box VHS, oh, I would so buy it. I'm not the only one that would. But they do. They need to do that. Oh my gosh. So that's one of the reasons, well, that is the reason why I still have my VHS for Newsies, but it was, that box was so destroyed by this child. Ugh, and this friend of mine was so embarrassed. She didn't want to look at me, she didn't even want to give it back to me. So she she had her brother give it to me, and he was too embarrassed. So they dropped it off at the school. Oh my gosh. So yeah, they need to do that. They need to limited edition pink box. Or the anniversary pink box. That's what they need. I'm oh my gosh. I'll be 40 years old next year. I was 10 when that movie came out. Oh my gosh. And it didn't come to Longview. There's a lot of movies because Phantom of the Opera. Phantom of the Opera is like my favorite because I saw it down in San Francisco, and like I was hooked. 'cause I went with my orchestra, class, and we went down there, and we did, like, this whole tour and everything of San Francisco. 'Cause I even went to, Alcatraz and everything. That's probably when I started with the whole gangster thing. I wouldn't be surprised. And, yeah, I we went to Alcatraz and we saw, like, this, um, museum for, musical instruments or something like that, and but yeah, and we while we were there, we saw Phantom of the Opera, and I mean, that was it. I I just I fell in love. And but the thing is that the movie with, Gerard Butler, it didn't come here because they never do. Newsies didn't, that one didn't, a lot of them 'em don't. I mean, if um, I remember, at the time when 8 Mile came out, I mean, like, everybody was singing that song. Uh, yeah, Lose Yourself. We were all singing that, and, but the movie itself didn't come here. 'Cause Longview sucks. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it just doesn't seem possible that I've been watching that movie for like 30 years. I just of course, this year, The Rocketeer is 30. Then next year, Newsies is I am old. Yeah, and then, today when I was, trying to find, Labyrinth, we first went to Walmart, and, uh, the worker said, "Did you say 35 years?" And he says, "That just doesn't seem possible." He says, "I was 5 years old when I went to the theater to see that." He says, "That just doesn't." And, yeah, yeah. So I might do um an opening. I'll open that up for you guys. And cuz yeah, I'm a huge well my calendar is if you could see Starman right there. Well, Jareth. He's Jareth right now. And yeah, I'm a huge Labyrinth fan. And in fact, my parents they get uh calendars for us every year. And they were gonna get me something. I think they said they were gonna get me Bob Ross because I love Bob Ross. And they said that they put the Bob Ross calendar back when they saw the Labyrinth calendar. And they said that actually this one was the last one. And it's like, oh, that's when you know it's special. Oh, good heavens. Yeah. So anyway, oh, I didn't even notice that this thing stopped. So so I guess that's what happens when you ramble away. So anyway, basically, while I was waiting for this, I just thought I would annoy just talk to my computer, and then I'm gonna upload it. Oh, no, but I might do more of this, kind of like a little chatting session, and, because I used to do this, and then I stopped, and, so, I mean, I guess this is a test to see if I should continue doing it, so, you know, how you react to it will tell me if I need to continue doing it. So anyway, I will upload this and see if YouTube is continuing to be snarky. So